Please note that all the information in this video is as of December 6, 2018. Also, there will be no podcast December 22nd or December 29th because we will be taking a holiday break. Be sure to stay active though because we will be posting questions and stuff on Instagram. We apologize and enjoy the video.
What's up guys, this is Nate from Sideline Podcast and I'm here with Max.
What's up everybody?
Good. We're very excited for this week's podcast. It'll be slightly different this week, but it's still be lots of fun. So
okay, let's kick it away.
Started.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Sideline Podcast and keep up in touch for lots of fun activities. This week we're gonna have some fun, great segments, and you're gonna be sure to be active because it's gonna get a little interactive later on. And I'm just gonna say something, and you're gonna see something. I'm going to write out. But it's going to be really cool. You're going to see, I'm going to have lots of stuff on Instagram from the podcast. I'll be asking questions for your opinion because I want you guys active. I want you guys not just be listening, but to be in. Okay, let's go right away with the power rankings, which Nate and I did together. Nate, you want to work to list all the honorable mentions?
Sure. So my third honorable mention is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big man, he had a pretty nice game. The first half, finished with 281, just the first half alone, but later in the game, just didn't play as well. And not a great day for James Conner. He went 15 carries for 60 yards and got some goal line work with 2 touchdowns. The teamwork was not very good, and that led to a loss by 3 points.
Yeah, and I believe they blew the lead too. Next one.
My second honorable mention is the Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings, they have a chance to control their own destiny. Bears have the tough one against the Rams, and if they can win this game against the Seahawks, they will be at an 86% chance of the playoffs, which is what they want. And if Kirk can start heating up, this team will be dangerous in the playoffs. And my last honorable mention is Denver Broncos. Overall, they're a very good team, and they have to keep their hopes alive in the playoffs at 6-6. And can they squeeze in for a wild card? Unfortunately, Emmanuel Sanders is out for the year with a torn Achilles, so we have to see how that offense will function.
Alright, and number 10 is the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson and the run game for the Ravens have flourished for the Ravens since Lamar has started. This slow but steady game style allows the Ravens to hog the ball. Their average time of possession is 5 whole minutes more than their opponents. And now, if I just go and if we look at how it goes, if the Ravens can beat the Chiefs, and their other division games, which would be the Panthers can beat the Browns, and if the Steelers, even if Steelers beat the Ravens, and if the Bengals lost to the Chargers, that would put Baltimore at a 7-5 record and an easy chance at the playoffs. So they definitely have a chance there. So our number 9 team is the Bears, and Nate, why don't you tell us more about that real quick?
Alright, so with Chase Daniels, the quarterback, they're not a great team. The Bears are nice, fumble, fingers. Mitchell Trubisky, though, it's a whole different story. This year so far, they ranked 5th in points per game with 28.7 points per game. That's outstanding. And the Bears defense, the Monsters of the Midway, have stood up well against the tough teams they played this year. And they only allow 20 points per game. You might think that's pretty bad, but that ranks 5th in the NFL. Outscoring your opponent by an average of 8 points is a great way to win.
Agreed, okay. And the Bears' road to the playoffs is pretty easy considering the fact that their team with the NFC North, they are currently in first place, but Minnesota's climbing up the ladder, but we think they can get there pretty easily. Right now, they are sitting at the 3 seed. Okay, number 8, the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks are heating up at this time of the year. 538 gives them an 88% chance at the wild card right now. If they find a way to win against the struggling Vikings, they have a 98% chance at the playoffs. Beware NFC teams because the Seahawks are climbing up the ladder. Now let's say they just win this game against the Vikings. Yeah, I mean, they are right up there, and as of now, they are really climbing up the ladder. They are the 5th seed as of now, so beware because they are only getting higher the way they've been playing, okay, Nate? Who is number 7?
Yeah, one thing to say. Even if they somehow don't win this game against Minnesota, they're still sitting at 72%, which is pretty contracting, so big game this week. But either way, they're in a good chance for the playoffs.
All right. Okay. And now tell us who number 7 is.
We chose the Cowboys. Seeking to spell Cowboys, they put an offensive dominance against the most explosive offense this year, and their defense put on a show against the Saints. Their defense has been unbelievable this year, ranking really high in many categories, and they look really good all around. So I think they're going to be the team to win the NFC East. And on defense, they are ranked second in points allowed with 18.6. So not getting out much, and it's good, just running the ball. It's a great way to football.
All right, and going on, if just some good things happen, then if, like, let's say the Giants beat the Redskins this week and the Cowboys beat the Eagles, the Bears somehow upset the Raiders and the Vikings can beat the Seahawks, and finally the Packers take the Falcons. That'll put the Cowboys at a much better place than 8-5, even if they're still the 4th seed. But if some bad NFC teams can win,
the Bears upset the Raiders, saying keep it the Raiders.
Yeah. Well, that's quite the difference. So if the Dallas wants to climb, I can see just looking week 14 coming up on who they have coming up. They have the Eagles, which I think they can win that. Week 15 also wouldn't be that hard, as they take the Colts. Week 16 is another good game for them. Buccaneers, that's a win. And week 17 is the Giants, so they honestly have a good chance at making it in. Sorry about that. Anyway, number 6.
If they win against the Buccaneers just by themselves, they have an 88% chance in the playoffs. That's really good. And with the win at Philly, it goes to over 99%.
Nice. Okay. Next up at number 6 is the Chiefs. They barely edged by the Raiders. Mahomes had yet another spectacular game. Even without Kareem Hunt, the Chiefs did their thing. And there's lots of great team potential. If they can outplay the Patriots, who had a great game, they should be fine. Nothing to worry about except allowing the opposing teams to score. They have to be careful with that. The Raiders are a struggling team. And how did they get there? Well, we'll know. Okay, and they take us away with number 5.
My number 5 team is the Los Angeles Chargers. We're sitting at a 96% chance in the playoffs, and they're rolling. They beat the Steelers on Sunday night, and they showed everyone that they are the Super Bowl contenders. Beware AFC teams. This team is looking really hot, and Philip Rivers is just carrying them to victories.
Alright, any other things you have to say about them?
No, I think they're going to be very good. I think they're going to be a really tough team to beat in the playoffs. Even though they're a warm team, a warm city team, they'll still find ways to win the playoffs.
Alright, and now let's say all the other division teams lose except for Kansas City. That would be putting the LA Chargers at a over 99% chance to make it, and a 5% chance at the Super Bowl, so that is very good for them. And continuing on to our number 14. The Texans. Deshaun Watson is playing a good game. Lamar Miller got 103 yards on 19 touches, and an average 5.4 for him, which isn't the best, but it's not the worst. The dangerous duo of DeAndre Hopkins and Demaryius Thomas is unstoppable, and it really showed in that game. Anyway, the defense did their job against Baker Mayfield. Even though they had 397 yards, the Browns still couldn't pull it off, and the Browns lost 29-13 to the Texans. A great game overall, and the Texans are one step closer to clinching the division, which, if we just go there, this just goes to say, if Houston can get the wins and run the table for the next 3 games, then they are at a very high percent chance to make the playoffs, and that is not good for the rest of the AFC. They better watch out. Okay, number 3.
New England Patriots. They showed everyone they're the kings of the AFC. Brady just did his job, won his game, and he controlled the whole entire game from start to finish. And he made Vikings fans just cry. He just went and put on a show. I think they're going to win that the number 1 seed in the AFC, and if they do, no team wants to go into Gillette Stadium and play them in the playoffs. So, Super Bowl, we'll see.
Alright, and just to make a playoffs. Even if they lose 2 of their next 3 games, they still clinch the division. That is how good they're looking right now. The Rams, of course, have already clinched their division, and looking on. Okay, number 2, we got 2 more teams left. Who will it be? I wonder. Number 2, the Saints. Ooh, a loss there for them as they fall from number 1 at 2 straight weeks at number 1. They fall. Okay, crushing loss against the Cowboys, and it was off game for the whole team. The Breeze and the offense will find ways to succeed in the future, though. Still a team to beat in the NFC, and they have a 22% chance of winning the Super Bowl as of now. But looking at their schedule, if they get 3 straight wins in the next games, they have a 29% chance. One of those games is a loss, 21. 2 of those games are a loss, 14. If they lose their next 3 games, they still have an 8% chance at the Super Bowl, so not a lot to be bad at, okay? Nate, are you ready? Drum roll, please, as I will announce the number 1 team.
It is the Rams.
Dun dun dun. Okay, most well-rounded team. The key to leave is back. Their defense will be more stiff than ever. Goff is playing like an MVP, which we'll get to in a minute, and Gurley may be the offensive player of the year. They have potential to win the Super Bowl, and even at the tone, 3 wins, and they have a 28% chance. 1 of those a loss, 17% chance. 2 losses, 12% chance. 3 losses, 7% chance at the Super Bowl. They have already clinched the playoffs, and I think that they are dangerous. Okay, that has been their top 10. Comment below if you have any changes for us. All right, Nate, are you ready for the question of the week? All right. So the question of the week for me is the playoff chances. And playoff chances are coming up, and we just looked at a lot of playoff chances. And now looking at the playoffs, we all know that the Rams are going to make it, and the Saints and the Patriots, Texans, they all have a chance. Now, I have a question for you. What do you expect to be the MVP based on how it's going? Who do you think has MVP? Who are your 3 picks?
Number 3, Aaron Donald. Number 2, Drew Brees. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, what do you say about Mahomes?
The team just found ways to beat Drew Brees. Pressure, stop that running game pretty stiff, and play good press coverage. If you do that, then you can stop Brees. And Brees hasn't thrown so well against teams that he's beat. He only threw for 125 against the Vikings. So, I mean, although he's played that type of game and he's played outstanding, he has to have the stats to back him up. And right now, Mahomes is 40 touchdowns. I think he's going to MVP.
All right, the odds say Mahomes, and I agree. So the odds have Mahomes with the highest chance, 150 for Drew Brees, and the third highest is 1,800 for Philip Rivers. Now, what I think is that Patrick Mahomes is well-deserved because he's carrying his team here. And what I expect here now is just for Mahomes to win it, because the way the NFL works, and I think the best storyline according to the NFL, and they're going to want the best storyline is Mahomes. This dude is on set to beat Peyton Manning. He's doing very good, and I think that he definitely has a great chance at it. And next up, Drew Brees, of course, is also very well deserving at it, but I don't know if he will make it because it's more of a team effort, although he's well deserving. Drew Brees is coming in his final years, and it's interesting to see these 2 matched up because Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees. And this is very interesting because Patrick Mahomes is like the youngest star, Drew Brees the oldest star besides Tom Brady, who's on the decline. So these are the 2 top ballers in the game at quarterback, and they're all very different age spans, so it's very interesting. Don't count out Philip Rivers though, or Aaron Donald. I don't see Todd Gurley winning it. I see a repeat for Aaron Donald and Todd Gurley. I don't see Todd Gurley or Donald really winning it though, or Goff in this case, because I feel like they're all well balanced. But I know I said last week that they all have MVP contenders, but I think the real contenders are Mahomes and Drew Brees. I believe the final 3 will be Mahomes, Brees, and Rivers, and that's what the odds say, and I agree. Okay, comment below your question of the week. We are going to also make a post on Instagram about this. We want to know who you think will take the MVP. My take, I think that Max is a very good steal, that he could have a chance. Nate, do you think Nate is close to the MVP? Nah.
No, I think Kirk Cousins is.
No, I don't think. I think I am a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. Okay, so our next segment.
Without recovery, what better is that?
That's true, but all right. The next segment is Who Am I? Here's how it's going to work. It is called the Who Am I NFL Broadcaster Player Coach. Basically, it can be an NFL broadcaster, an NFL player, or an NFL coach. I have 5 clues. They are from hardest to easiest, okay? I'm going to read the clue, and Nate is going to say who he thinks it is based on what I say. And he has 1 guess, 2 guesses actually, after each question, and after all 5, if he hasn't gotten it yet, he gets 1 final guess. The first 2 are hard, the second 2 are medium, and the last is easy, okay? Okay, these get very hard. Are you ready for no looking it up? And here's the deal, Nate. Move your FaceTime camera and put it on your computer. Like, move the FaceTime camera so I can see the computer, okay? So I make sure you're not looking anything up, alright? But you have to, like, see, okay. Leave it like that. Up. Basically hold your camera, hold your camera so you can see the computer screen. Sorry. Okay? But you have to, like, make sure I can see it, because keep it like that all the time. Are you ready for the next question?
Just watch the keyboard so you can't look it up.
Yeah. Next question. Are you ready?
Yes.
And no mic. No using the mic. On the camera. You ready?
Yeah.
You promise not to cheat? Okay. Number 1. Your clue for number 1 is I played my only playoff game in the AFC East. Who is your guess?
Wait, I played my only player, coach, or broadcaster was in the AFC East when you played it?
Yeah. You have 3 guesses.
Ryan Tannehill.
Nope. Next guess.
Mark Sanchez.
Next guess.
Tyrod Taylor.
No. Okay. Are you ready for the next clue? All right. I was a freshman in college in the year 2011.
Freshman in college?
Mm-hmm.
Jake Cutler.
Nope. Okay. You ready for the next clue?
Yeah.
I have played for 2 teams. Both of them are in the AFC. Keep in mind, when I played, both teams were in the AFC. It could have been that one of the teams switched over to the NFC. But when I played, they are both in the AFC.
Which team switched over to the NFC? No team did.
Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. You just have to, okay, give me your guess.
I don't have any guesses.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
This one gets easier. My career low is at 758 in 2014. I used to wear number 14, but now I wear a different number.
He wears 14?
He used to wear 14, now he wears a different number.
Who wears Ryan Tannehill? Brock Osweiler.
Nope. Okay, you ready for the final clue?
What the hell?
I played with Odell Beckham Jr. in college.
LSU.
Who is it?
Who plays at LSU?
Do you give up?
I have no clue.
Jarvis Landry. Look it up, Jarvis Landry.
I was thinking quarterbacks.
Yeah, he used to wear number 14. Now he wears 80 with the Browns. His career low is 758 yards in reception. He was a freshman in 2001. He's playing only in the AFC East, and he's played. All right, we got him. Comment below. Who was your initial guess before? And also comment it on our Instagram. Alrighty, are you ready for the next segment? Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. The next segment is the Spin the Wheel Player Roast. I have a wheel open up. Are you ready, Nate? Because I'm going to spin the wheel to find out who you get and who I get. There are 5 players on the wheel. I'm not going to tell you who, but I'm spinning for Nate. Are you ready? They can also be coaches, by the way, or broadcasters. And it has landed. Are you ready, Nate?
Yep.
He has on the spot to roast this guy in a minute. It is John Gruden, the coach of the Raiders. Ooh. Go ahead.
10 years ago, your hair actually looked good. No, I'm just kidding. It never looks good. Your football team looks so bad. It's worse than the barber
Keep
cuts your
going.
hair. The Raiders are the most idiotic franchise. They signed you to a 10-year contract because you were good 10 years ago. Think about it. 10 years ago, the iPad wasn't even invented. Or maybe it was, but I'm not sure.
Neither are you.
it might have been the giant iPad. 10 years ago, they didn't have headsets. 10 years ago, the Patriots didn't cheat. 10 years ago, the Raiders actually had a team. 10 years ago, the Raiders actually had a franchise. Now they're another team that everyone looks at as an easy get win. And no, they can't upset anyone like the Bills have. So, whatever you're doing, it's working great.
Alright.
You should take a time to see 10 years into the past.
Alright. Okay, I'm spinning. Comment below if you like that. I got Jalen Ramsey. Are you ready? Alright.
Yep.
Okay. So, here's the thing. Here's what I have to say about Jalen Ramsey. Here's what Jalen Ramsey talks too much. Maybe if he could actually back up his talk and not lose to the quarterbacks he talked about, he would be good. Now, I'm just gonna be honest with you, I don't really know what to say about him because it speaks for himself, or he speaks for himself. The one thing he can't do for himself is actually be good. I mean, he was a Pro Bowl corner last year, but now the only corner he's going in is the timeout corner for losing to freaking Nathan Peterman. Alright. Here, and just so you know, it gets worse and worse. Okay, welcome back to Jalen Ramsey's favorite show, Guess the Quarterback. And just being honest about it, Flacco sucks. I played him 2 years in a row. He sucks. Alright, thanks. Okay, let's just take a look. And now Flacco's being benched. I mean, the Ravens have a better record than you. Alright, moving on. Andrew Luck. I don't really think he's that good. Him and T.Y. Hilton have a connection in the past that made him stand out a little bit more, but I don't think he's good. Yeah, well, they don't think you're good either. And you guys could only hold them to 0 points, and you only beat them 6-0. Alright, Josh Allen is the worst of them all. I think Josh Allen is trash. I don't care what nobody said. He's trash, and it's going to show too. That's a stupid draft pick. We played them this year, and I'm excited as hell. I hope he's their starting quarterback. Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, final score, 21-24, Bills. Okay, it speaks for himself, Jalen Ramsey. I mean, Gordon Ramsay is better at football than you. He also just...
It's wrong!
And here's the thing, Gordon Ramsay, who has the same name as you, he actually makes a name for himself. He has a TV show. The best thing you've ever done on TV is look stupid while playing football for the Jaguars. You've led them to a terrible record, and now you're going to leave? You've really done a bad job. And to finish things off, to be honest, you kind of can't cook anything. All you can cook up is a disaster for the Jaguars. I'm sorry, man, but it's the truth. Alright, that has been the play roast of Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Brown. Dunks. I mean, your name is just a disgrace. Okay, I'm going to stop before it hurts. Okay, so Nate has our next week's score and the spreads. So Nate, why don't you read us your score predictions?
Okay, so Thursday Night Football will already have happened by the time it's on YouTube, but I have predicted a score of 23-17 Titans. Panthers at Browns, and I have the Browns prevailing 30-20 in an upset win. Ravens at Chiefs, the number one defense, number one offense. I have the Chiefs at 20-17. Colts at Texans. This might be a good game. It probably won't. Texans will roll 10 straight. 31-13. Texans. Patriots at Dolphins. Well, this isn't a football game. This is a disastrous game on TV. Who's gonna watch this? 34-10. Patriots. Giants at Redskins. You know the minions for Mark Sanchez. 17-16. Giants. Saints at Buccaneers. Saints are the better team. They're going to come back from last week. 31-16 Saints. Falcons at Packers. 16-14 Packers. They can't lose 3 straight. I just don't believe it. Jets at Bills. I think the Bills will win 2 straight. They'll win 21-7. The Bengals at Chargers. The Chargers will win 27-3. I think they'll secure their spot. Almost nearly clinch it in the AFC wild card. Broncos at 49ers. This would be a slaughter, even though the Broncos are missing their wide receiver, Emmanuel Sanders. 20-10 Broncos. Eagles at Cowboys, one of the games of the week. I think the Cowboys are just better than the Eagles, and the Cowboys are home, so 24-20 Cowboys. Steelers at Raiders. I have 24-14 victory against Steelers. Big Ben will outplay Derek Carr. Lions at Cardinals. I have the Cardinals winning 20-18, and my two primetime games. Sunday Night Football, Rams at Bears, 30-29 Rams. And Monday night, I have the Vikings at Seahawks, and I have to score 23-14 Seahawks.
All right, and they.
So, to not just the spreads.
Before the spreads, I'm just gonna give my quick predictions before he gives the spreads for each game. And I'm gonna just quickly make these up. This is new this week because of the absence of Noah, who could not make it in time. I'm going to just give my ideas, and these are very quick, so don't hate. No hate. Okay, Titans Jaguars. First of all, Titans Jaguars. I'm gonna say the Titans are gonna edge by 24-17. Decent game. Panthers Browns. The way that both teams have been playing, this is gonna be a 28-21 score with the Cleveland Browns on top. Alright, Ravens Chiefs. This is going to be a good one. And this is my game of the week. This game of the week that is not primetime. This is one of my 3 games of the week. Alright, here's my final score. 44-30 Chiefs.
Chiefs score 44 on the best defense in football.
I think they're going to ball out. And I think the Ravens are also going to ball out. I can be wrong. Okay, Colts Texans. Final score 21-18 Texans. It's going to be a toughie, and the Colts are going to almost win. All right, Patriots Dolphins. I think the Dolphins will surprise a few. The final score is going to be 20-10 Patriots. Giants Redskins. The Giants are playing decent football, and the Redskins, without their quarterback or their backup, are going to have an issue. Final score is 28-14 Giants. Alright. 28-13, excuse me. 28-13 Giants. Saints Buccaneers, another outscoring game. I think the Saints will win 35-20. Okay. Falcons Packers. Another exciting game. But I think the Packers will upset the Falcons. Final score, 21-19. Jets Bills, I think this is going to be a slow shutout, and I think the final score will be 17-7 Bills. Next up, Bengals Chargers. I have a final score prediction of 27-10 Chargers. And then my next prediction, Broncos Niners. I have the Broncos taking on the Niners and just crushing them. Orange crush, I mean. Final score 17-3. Broncos. Eagles Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to pull off a short one, but the Eagles going to give them a tough time. Final score 28-25 Cowboys. Okay, Steelers Raiders. The Raiders showed up good against the high-scoring Chiefs offense and the rough defense. The Steelers have been dysfunctional lately, but I think they'll still edge on for a nice win. My final score 31-20 Steelers. All right. Lions Cardinals. I think the Cardinals will upset this one. Final score 20-18. Not much else to say. My second game of the week is the Rams taking on the Bears. Alright, this one is going to be a very close game. And I could be wrong. I saw the Bears play against the Giants, and I've seen the Rams play. And my final score prediction is 30-28 Bears. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my second game of the week nominee. My third game of the week nominee is Vikings Seahawks on Monday Night Football. I have the Seahawks taking this one 27-10. Alright, time for my official game of the week is the Rams Bears. Alright, upset of the week. My upset of the week for me is probably honestly upset of the week is upset of the week for me. I'm gonna say Browns Panthers. Okay, and my lock of the week is the Chargers over the Bengals. Alright, and they take us away with the spreads.
I want to say one to you, but I'm going to give you my game. My game of the week is the Vikings at Seahawks. My upset of the week is the, probably against either the Browns or the Panthers. And my lock of the week is Patriots at Dolphins.
All right, okay. Now take us on to the spreads, and then we are going to exit this one. Okay, spreads, put real quick.
All right, so my spread. So Titans are -4. The Panthers are -1, so that will be an upset if both of us get the Browns win. Chiefs are -6.5, so touchdown covers it. I don't think they're going to cover the spread. Texans -5, Patriots -8, and they're going to cover both of those spreads. Giants -3.5. I think it'll be close, so I'm not going to get it covered. Well, I think they'll find a way to win. Saints -8. They're definitely going to cover that against the Buccaneers. Packers -5.5. That'd be tough. I'm not sure if they're going to cover that one or not. I will not bet on that one. Bills -3.5. I would definitely. Jets have not been their something in the lead for getting Darnold back. I think they'll be really bad. I have Buffalo. Chargers -14. It's a lot. Could cover it. I mean, it's one I wouldn't touch because they could just fail off and still going to win by like 13-10. Broncos went at Niners. I have the Broncos are -5.5. They're definitely going to cover that. Wednesday will go off. You have Cowboys. Cowboys -3.5. I think they'll cover it. I think they'll get the win. Steelers at Raiders. Steelers are -10.5. This one you might want to touch on, but it's a little hard. I think the Steelers can cover it. Even though I think the Steelers will be near covering it, so I'm still a bit controversial. Lions and Cardinals. Lions -3. I don't think they're going to cover it.
No, don't.
This one, I think here, Lions really should cover it. So we should down this one. Rams and Bears, do not touch this game.
Do not.
It can go either way. Rams -3. I'm not sure if they're going to cover it. I think it'll be a close one. And the Seahawks -3 against the Vikings.
Do not touch.
Probably not touch this one either, just because the Vikings have potential. But I have them covering it if you want to bet on that. So the games of the week they should be covering are the Saints. I think they're going to win that one. Patriots and the Texans.
And one last thing.
3 games.
One last thing to cover. Nate, read me your score predictions. Do you have the Saints winning?
Yes.
Rams winning. Rams winning.
Yes.
Chiefs winning.
Yes.
Patriots winning.
Yep.
Chargers winning.
Yes.
Pittsburgh winning.
Yes.
Seattle winning.
Yes.
Philadelphia winning.
No.
Alright. Do you have Houston winning?
Yes.
Do you have Carolina winning?
No.
Alright. And do you have Denver winning?
Yes.
Tennessee winning.
Tennessee? Yes.
Atlanta winning.
No.
Do you have Washington winning?
No.
Alright. Do you have Detroit winning?
No.
Do you have Buffalo winning?
Yes.
Alright, so now I'm just going to read out some of the predictions. With this, the Saints will clinch the playoffs and the 22% at Super Bowl on top. And the Chiefs will clinch the playoffs and have a 91% at the division. Patriots clinch division and playoffs. Chargers 97% at the playoffs. And Pittsburgh 92% at the playoffs. And next are Seattle has a 99% chance at the playoffs. The Ravens a 15% chance at the playoffs. Dallas has a 99% chance at the playoffs. Chicago 94. Houston 99. And then the lowest chances that would put them almost out of the playoffs, which means the 49ers, Jets, and Raiders if they all lose. Yeah, so a lot of teams missing the playoffs. Jacksonville out of the playoffs if they lose this week. And a lot of teams like -1, or not even close. Miami has a 1%. Green Bay 6. The chances for the playoffs, they're not close. Minnesota would be up at 66 though. So a lot of teams, including Denver at 30, Tennessee at 26. A lot of teams are going to struggle, but they're going to have to try to get there. So, yeah, this has been our this week's podcast. Please follow us on Instagram. Tell people about this. Make sure to subscribe, like, share with your friends. Comment below who do you think will win.
And also just for references, 538/NFL predictions. You can see your team's chances at the playoffs right now.
Yes, thank you 538 for helping us with that. Big help. Thank you to Nate and thank you to everyone for helping.
Thanks,
Please
guys.
make sure to watch. Follow us on Instagram at Sideline Podcast. Link in description. And we will be back next week. See ya. Peace.